Hello. I was going to say good morning, but good morning to the people in Australia. Hello to everyone else, wherever you are. Good day, good afternoon, good evening, all of it. Hello. So I hope we're all well. Thank you for joining. We've got a little coven of three. So that's amazing. So early. We'll just will start though, because a lot of people watch these sessions later, so that's all good. So I hope everyone's well, and let me start. You're probably wondering, why does he have his little beads here? Well, interestingly enough, I mean, I did sleep very well last night. I did have a nice sleep. Um, But it was really interesting. I had this really interesting dream. Oh, and it just reminded me I just need to find an image. Let me do that while I'm talking. So, uh, what's his name? Can someone, what's Macron's name? The president of France? What's his first name? Oh, I can do just Macron, I suppose. Because it's really weird. Like Macron. Oh, Emmanuel. That's right. Emmanuel Macron, and I want news. They don't have it. Macron I. Oh, here we go. Now this is so strange. I'll put it up in a sec, guys, but dear, I'm gonna share the screen with you. So before I share it, is it gonna come? No, before I share it, I want to explain. Yesterday, I went out. We had coffee. I went out with some friends, and we had a beautiful day. It was really lovely. Old friends, and we did actually. Now they don't know that I did Jam Scam, but I did tell them that I do the cards, because I thought I want to tell them that I do the cards, because women, they'll tell other people, and hopefully I could maybe try and get some readings for the week. And so I happened to tell them that I sort of let them know, and they were all excited, and we sort of talked about the cards, and I showed them the oracle cards, because the oracle cards are on the website. Uh, I will show you oracle cards in a minute, but yes. So on the Tarot C website, I now have a complete list of the oracle cards. So, but I will actually do the exact same thing for the Oculus Anime. I will place all the cards with their upright and reversed meanings, so that so eventually one day, when people have their own set of cards, they'll be able to do their own readings. They'll be able to have a look at what the meanings are. So instead of printing a booklet, it'll be on the tarot. It'll be there'll be a PDF that you can download, or you can just scroll through. If you're on your phone, if you have your phone handy, you can you'll be able to read. If you have a question what does that mean, you can access it and read it. So now, so we talked about that. So two things happened yesterday, and one was that one of my friends, my good friend, she's a very good friend. We were talking about how we met. People are, they said, how did you actually meet? And it's an amazing story. It's too long to tell you the story. It's so full of synchronicity and miracle, and it's just, anyway. So I felt really overwhelmed with wow, that's amazing how I met these girls, and how we're still friends, etc. Now, one of them happened to mention the word God blend as a color, and she said, oh, yeah, and I was looking at the sand. She had mentioned that she'd seen my sister. My sister has gone, she's allowed her hair to go. It does look really good. She's got her hair is completely grey, but there's, the underneath is slightly black. So it's a mix of, you know, dark hair and pure white hair and in between. And she said, "Oh, that's God blend." But we were also near the beach, and we were talking about shades of color. And I went, "Oh, like the sand of the beach is God blend." And then this comment about this color, because I've worked in the clothing industry. You know I've done artwork. I also like to paint and mix color. I'd never heard of the color God blend. And I said, "Really?" And she goes, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, and we're talking about it. And I said, "Oh, it's like grey. It's a bit like greige." And she went, "Oh, I love that name, greige, because greige is a fashion term for fabric that hasn't been dyed." And I went, "Right." And I said, "So you know, the sand was kind of God blend. My sister's hair was God blend." Now, and the reason that this woman had heard it was because she's also in the process. She hasn't dyed her hair anymore. Um, she actually had breast cancer, so she went through treatment, and she decided. Um, I'm just going to touch this because, yeah. So bless her soul. She's like an amazing friend, but she's a survivor of cancer, and she's always she's told that she told us the story. She was so obsessed with her hair and blah blah, and she said, So we were talking about be careful what you wish for, because and she said, you really, you got to be happy, you got, etc. And she said, because she said to herself, she goes, "I wish I had the courage to go grey." Right. So this is why this color came up, the God blend. And she said, "I'm not dyeing my hair anymore. I'm allowing it to have, go God blend." And I went, "Wow." So the grey hair, the greige in fabric, and the sand. Okay. So this was in my brain all day. And then I rushed home. Now I have done the oracle cards. I'd done all the colors, but I didn't have beige. Now I didn't have that beige sand color. But all of a sudden, now I will share the screen because I want to show you. This is the reason, because I'm preparing a video, because that's the other thing I've got to do in this week. Now I've got to start pumping out the videos for Tarot C. I want Tarot C to start to grow. So I need to do some videos. Obviously Tarot C, the oracle cards are finished, right? I got a message from the printer on Friday. So I will probably have the oracle cards here during the week. So I'm really looking forward. So the reason I've got this split is because these are the cards that I had added, right? So the oracle cards will replace these. So there's 70 cards that with new meanings, with parables, etc. So all these cards here now have been replaced with a new oracle card. Same meaning, just a different image. So when we do the next readings, like probably next weekend, next Sunday, when we do the live, you'll see the Oculus Animi cards, the soul of the eye, the eyes, yes, the eye of the soul. And then you'll see the other cards. They're the opposite color. They're gold with navy stars, and they are called the Aurea Consilia, the golden advice. I love it. I just got a goosebump. The golden advice. So you'll see the two decks, and we'll start to do readings together, because the golden advice is energy and advice, counsel. It's a counsel card. So the counsel for the two cards, the twin cards that we will pick. How exciting. So now let me just show you. Let's continue with God blend. God blend. Now, I need to share this screen. Oh, I've got it. No, what am I doing? So let me just quickly. Now, the next video you see, and we'll talk about, if we do talk about it today, we'll just have a little bit of an intro, but I will do a video. I need to do a video about it. I want to talk about. I'm going to mention their names now because I think one of the things that happened with Jam Scam with the channel Jam Scam was because we were talking in code. I'm not sure if the algorithm really picked up on what we were talking about. I'm not sure if that was the problem with. I think there were other problems with Jam Scam, to be honest. I think a few of the jamsters have actually realized, yes, it wasn't. It had a mark. Let's just say, it was very difficult for Jam Scam to grow. But anyway, I think we're going to tackle this differently. So I wanted to talk to you about Erica Kirk. Now, Erica Kirk, I noticed, wears, and this is the strange. Oh, I better just click on that so you can see. So Erica Kirk wears a lot of colors that I'm very interested in. Whites, neutrals, creams, bone, and black. But look, can I just say, caveat again, we're going to say this many times during this video. Of course, people have to wear color. I'm not saying, so not every single thing, not every single time that we see people. I mean, yeah, you've got to wear something. It's just that, I'm sorry, but when you see this en masse, when you see total images, like there's a difference between, I watch people cooking, I watch cooking shows. In cooking shows, I never, ever question what people are wearing because it doesn't feel like they're trying to push something. Do you understand the difference? But when I see a person who goes out of their way to dress in a certain manner, I feel like they're trying to communicate something. And I felt that this is one of the outfits here. When I saw this outfit in mourning, this golden, it's a bronzy golden sequined thing, when in grief, I don't want to tell her how to grieve. You grieve, you do you, darling. I just find it, it's showbiz. Well, of course, you're on a stage. I get it. But these colors to me now, I think, well, how do I show you? Oh, I know what to do. Let me just quickly, I will show you the photos. Control, oh God. Oh, let's open up. We need to go to, here I am. No, it's here. Okay, let's share this screen. So, I just feel there's an incredible similarity between these two women, Erica Kirk and Meghan Markle. So let's, I'll just show you another one. This is what the video will be about. I just need to investigate the similarities. This energy is very telling. There's also another energy. Let me show you another energy. This energy. And while we're talking about this energy is now, please, I'll try and keep my eye on the comments. If you are aware of anyone in Hollywood, in showbiz, in entertainment, in the entertainment industry, if you know anyone else that does this, that takes photos of their children but doesn't show them. Now, obviously, they're going to say it's about privacy. But the thing that I want to mention is that, there are a lot of people like, we've seen a lot of people's children, like Jennifer Lopez, like people whose kids have questionable identifications. Um, they get photographed by paparazzi, and those paparazzis obviously have, I don't know if they get permission. They must have permission because I think it's actually illegal in the United States to show photos of children. I don't know if it's that there. Maybe these children that we're seeing are over a certain age. Um, so whilst it might be, there may seem to be a care factor, like, not showing their kids. The difference is that those other children are being papped. They're being photographed by paparazzi, and the paparazzis have to go through the process of getting the legal the permission to put those children up. Now, the only reason that we're seeing these is because these people have taken the photos. These people have papped themselves and are putting the photos up. So what we're seeing is a lot of photos of children, their children, but not their faces. So they are the people actually pushing that. But I know this is very, very jam scam. This is very jam scam. I will, if you want to say jam scam, you're totally, you, my friend, are cray. I will accept it. I will accept it from any jam star. Because what I want to discuss with you, what I want to show you, and what I will discuss in the video is this is a birthday. The birthday, see there's an N and an E, so the birthday is 1, the first birthday. Okay? So I'll make it bigger because I just want to, can we workshop the jam stars? Oh, that just got bigger. So this kid is 1. It's his first birthday. Obviously, it's his because he's got the hat on. Now, I'm going to say I'm going to say that this is fake because can you see the reason why I think this is fake? He's got this hat on, right? And see the tilt of his head and the hat. How is that hat on his head? Can you see the elastic that holds it to his head? That you'd see it here. There's no elastic on his head, number 1. Number 2, who buys their 1-year-old brown balloons? I just need a moment to address, to process this information. Who in the hell at a first birthday buys a little boy brown balloons? Is this, I get the cream, I get the oyster colored balloons, I get that, I get neutral. Brown? What is that color? I just think it's a very strange choice. But anyway, let's go to, that's what I was doing. Anyway, I just wanted to, I'm going to do the video. You'll see the video, like, could they be gold? No, they can't. They're brown. I don't think they're gold. But Blue, I do love your sense of fairness. I do. Blue, you have just received a virtual hug from me for being so positive. I love you. But sorry, that's a shitty brown color. All right, let me go to the next one because I did a bit of homework. Then we have this energy that we will talk about, these metallics, because it's important, I think, when we talk about color, is that the color is related to events. Like, remember very early in Jam Scam, I said to you, always notice the event and why she's wearing white. I just got a shiver on my neck, I think, yeah. It has. It's got something to do because I'm getting the hand. I feel like there's a oh dear. Sorry, I'm just having the goosebumps and the shiver. Like, so yes, it is related to the event. Think of the event, think who's listening, think of the message. It's about the intention. Think of it in terms of intentions. What is the intention at the event? And what is this color? What is this vibration? Think of it color as a vibration. Why would she have gold? Why is she wearing? Well, I would looking at it next to gold, it's more like this bronzy earth color, but it's metallic. The vibrations, what are they trying to communicate? You don't even have to listen to the word. You don't even have to hear the whole speech. You can just feel the intention. Okay, let's see. I think there's probably one more. We did that. We've done, like these photos now that we've done this together. Oh, and I suppose I'm seeing it because I've done it now with the oracle cards. Now that I'm seeing much more about the reflection, the reflective nature of water, ponds, herbs, plants, agapanthus, the garden setting. But what's more important is this color, this outfit, the color of it. We're going to do a little bit of a dive in color today. The color of it, and it's reflective. This is very curated. It's a curated message. This is very curated. Let me, I'm going to show you another photo. I will. It's one of the new oracle cards. It's sort of an updated. Let me just before I go, I'm totally focused. Remember, I love looking at what is the focal point. What do you think the focal point of this card is? Obviously, you're going to say she is because she's in the center. But what is actually in the center? Like if you divide this card divide this photo into quarters, what you have, this is the center. This is actually the focal point, or in between her legs is the focal point. I just made myself sick. Now let me just go let me go to the oracle deck, and remember that remember what do I say, the branch in her hand, because it reminded me of this. This is the oracle card of accountability. One person offers an olive branch, the other person offers a sprig of rosemary. So forgiveness and remembering our actions are a cycle, are a circle, right? Accountability. And where the famous, and my friend, the famous saying, recollections may vary. So if I go back, oh yeah, good, I can go backwards and forwards. This just is this branch in her hand is very reminiscent. Now, I don't know what that branch is. I might need the help of a Jamstar. If you know this photo, if you can zoom into it. Oh, can I? Oh, I can. What does that look like to you? Whatever it is, I'm telling you, this branch has a meaning. What is that? It's got little. Do you think that's lavender? I don't think that's lavender. Lavender looks like Lavender actually looks, well, it's related to rosemary. Its leaves are kind of more, hang on. While you're doing that, let me just look at lavender. I'm not great with plants, but let me just, oh, here we go. This is lavender. See how the leaves, it looks like rosemary actually. The leaves are kind of spindly. Yeah, that's not rosemary. But yeah, Nadia, I thought it might, like, it has, to me it felt like olive. We won't get stuck on it. Oh, wild lavender. Let me have a look. Wild. Let me just ask. Wild lavender. Let's have a look at wild. See that? I'm not 100% sure. These leaves are round, like they're more round. But let's leave it. Like I think I think this energy is this branch in her hand is, to me, it feels like a message. It definitely has, because it's also reflective. So whatever her message was, I'll read it the way that in my sick mind, how I read her messages. Okay, get ready. I'm getting into character. I walk towards I in my beige outfit. Now I'm going to tell you, it's so fascinating what beige actually means. Now that think of the girl. Oh, I'm getting the goosebumps. Okay, I want you to think of beige as the color God blend, a blend of God's power. God blend, beige, greige. But let's call it God blend for the moment. I, dressed in God blend, because God blend is the incarnation of God's power. That's right, Jamsters. That is really what beige is. Beige is the color of incarnation, made carnate. Carne, flesh. The color is flesh, it's skin tone, right? I, dressed in God blend, in the garden of creation. The garden of creation. I walk towards the reflective waters of the sacred feminine. The sacred waters of reflection. Nature's mirror. I walk towards, I am reflected. My God blend is reflected in nature. I stand on rock with the love of this unconditional love, the agapanthus, agape, the love of God. And I offer this branch. Now, I don't know what she's going to do with that branch, but it's important that this photo has the branch and this photo has gold. Gold, we will talk about in a second. I'm going to show you the oracle of gold and what gold's vibration means. But when we do, I want you to remember the color God blend. I want you to remember the agapanthus and its meaning of unconditional love, but God's love, because this gold is super, super important, that she has this exposed arm all the time. Dressed in bed sheets. Nadia, yes. Well, she might have been servicing at the time, and she just wrapped herself up in a sheet. I think I I don't know of anyone. Look, it's okay. It's okay. The other interesting thing is, it's very interesting to wear this in the shade. There is a little bit of sun. Um, if you're so concerned about the sun, and like I know, because where I live is very, very hot and the sun is intense. I understand hats. I wear a hat when I go walking. Um, but if I'm really concerned about sun hitting my skin, I would wear long sleeves, to be honest. I just had to. Okay. People, I will now. Let's talk about Goblin. I want to talk to you about Goblin. I think it's time we start our color lesson. How many of us are here? Oh, there's 9 of us. Okay, cool. Jamsters, let's start by, we talked about, I'll show you this. So let's talk about this. This is an oracle card. Now, this I haven't printed. I did this yesterday. The cards have already gone off. So I at some stage, if I do add, I will add the beige to my oracle cards. Maybe I should. Do you like seeing my hand talk, or should I just have a total? Shall we just go total screen? It's all dependent on if you can read the card. So can someone just quickly advise me, give me some golden advice about? I think I'm going to go. Well, you'll hear my narration. Yeah, I think this is better. So this is the energy. This is the type of energy that God blend is. We'll just go through it. Thank you, Nadia. Bigger screen. Full screen, baby. Blue. I am so attracted to you right now. Let's talk about beige. The color beige and all its incarnations, its alternatives. Skin tone. Now that's kind of one of the opening lines of the color God blend. Skin tone. It's very important. It's raw. It's a natural. Like my friend Happink happened to mention, oh, you mean au natural, like, oysters. And I went, oyster is the color. Going back to my work days, oyster is the color of beige. So I had to include an oyster and the mother of pearl. So absolutely, it's au natural. Soft earth. So the colors of beige are, they're a tone, they're a tint, a tone of earth. They're blended. So think of it as brown blended with white. And we will go, I'm going to show you the colors that this is related to. It's fascinating. God blend. You know what? I will. So let's start with white. So this is the oracle card for white. So as I went through and I was putting these colors together and the vibrations of these colors, I want you to consider that beige is actually when you're mixing beige, you start with white. On your palette, you would put a bit of white and you would start adding like tiny amounts of color to it to tint the white. But white in itself is the foundation of this color. And it's the color of purity, enlightenment, innocence, and light. Now, when I say light, the color that we're talking about isn't, well, it's light in the sense that it's, light as in light bulb light, illumination. Because a lot of colors, like on our screens, are actually light. It's mixing light. But when you mix pigment, it's actually quite different. for instance, in terms of light color, in the source of light, um, white represents all the colors mixed together. All the colors of the color spectrum mixed together give you white. So, in terms of what this color is truth is revealed in brilliant white light, but the white light is actually every single color of the spectrum combined. That's why it's divine. It has a divine presence. It actually means it has a very well, it's universal order because it's all the colors of the spectrum. It's energizing, and the stone is diamond. It's clear. So diamonds also refract every color of the rainbow. So it's kind of interesting. White is the culmination of all of God's creation in one color. Black, oh, let me do the color black. So when we're talking about black, black is actually the absence of color. There's no color. So when we're talking about black, we're actually talking about not that it's not evil. Like, I don't want you to really, we need to reprogram our thinking. Black is not evil. It's just that evil people tend to wear black because black is actually a color. It's actually a color of unconscious potential. It's the color of mystery, but it's actually the color. So if you think about it, inside the womb, inside the human or any life on earth, but like the womb, inside the egg, inside that egg, inside that human, inside the womb, the color, well, what we see, it's not black. Obviously it's not black, but it's the sense that there's light doesn't get in there yet. So it's actually a void. And so this is the color of deep space, the primordial womb. It's the black represents where creation is about to start. All things are conceived in darkness before they are born into the light. So black is actually a stunningly beautiful color. It also is a color of protection. So that's why, if you think about it, think about religious people and what color they wear. It's a color of protection. It's a color of unconscious potential. So don't think that black, the color, is evil. Black, the color, is important. Now, in alchemy, like we've talked about the alchemical marriage, I probably need to show my hands. So in alchemy, we've talked about that the great work of creation, the magnus opus, is the coming together of opposites to create something. So I've sort of I've learned this just recently and I've been sharing it with you, is the alchemical marriage, the enlightenment, the elevation is about two colors. It's black and white, it's gold and silver, but look at that in terms of the opposite energy. So black and white, God's presence, the womb, the primordial womb, come together, and through those two opposing forces, something is created. So in deep space, light is created. A sun, energy is created out of nothing, out of dust, in primordial, cosmic dust and gases. A sun is born, and that sun then generates life. So all creation is created in the dark, in blackness. So yeah, it's absolutely not evil. But evil people like to use black. They paint their fingers black as a sign, trying to intimidate. Black is often, people that try to intimidate, somehow incorporate black into their, but it's not. Color black, believe me, is not evil. So, next color in the alchemical process is this color, red. The color red is the color of life force. It's energized, it's excitement, it's passion, it's action, it's physical drive. It's related to the root chakra. The root chakra at the very base of your spine, at the very end of the human body, the root chakra. Um, the mantra is "I am." It's my physical self. Now, it's actually interesting. Like, so I've put some. I have these images to try and to communicate a little bit about what red is and some of its energy. So sometimes when we do a reading, we might talk about, we've talked about strawberries in symbolic terms. We've got heart. We've got tomato. We've got blood. So, I forgot to write that. Actually, that's interesting. In life force, of course, it's also bloodline. And I just realized I didn't write that in, but I always remember that anyway. It's a bloodline. So life force, bloodline, we've got our stones there. My life force flows with passion, purpose, and action. Now, this action, it's very important to understand that red is also associated, this action that we talk of, it can be very sexualized. So in our society, red has become the color of selling sex. Lipsticks, think of anything, red dress, the red dress, it's kind of a sign of, but in nature, like often, primates, when they're in estrus, their bottoms all blow up and they go red, bright red. And it's actually a signal that that someone is ready to receive, the seed, let's just say. So it's very interesting. Like I'm just loving the fact that I can see this on. That's really, sorry. So see this red rose. Isn't it funny that we give these red roses, these like unopened potential, they're often given to girlfriends, on Valentine's Day to symbolize. Now, what I will suggest to you, and this again is so what I'm going to suggest to you is that the reason if I show you this rose, you're going to go, "Oh, Benny, that's the color of love," right? But in actual fact, I would suggest to you that this rose is the color of sex, because you give this rose to your lover as a preparation. You give this rose to a person that it's a bud that hasn't opened. It's a rose, So really, what you're wanting is, I am preparing you. This is a preparation for you to open the flower. That's really the message of the red rose. So, yes. So we've got red. Now, the next color is gold. Very powerful color. We've spoken about gold many times, but I needed to create this for myself to sort of try and sum up in visual terms, what is gold? Gold also is life force, but it's the creative life force. It's the building blocks of life. Whereas red is the active, the action. It's an active color. It's action in play. Gold is the start. It's the energy. It's the impetus. It also has come to it's also become the symbol of sovereignty. Um, we've talked about alchemy and the role that things like sulfur play in alchemy, and it's the color of abundance. So in the tarot, the pentacle is about what you're able to manifest. You know, the energy to make things happen on Earth. Um, Gold is the color of the sun, but it actually is a symbol of illumination and enlightenment. It's the energy of creation. It's the building blocks. It's the fires of creation. As you know, we've talked about that fire can destroy. So often we've seen the apocalyptic. This atom, when this atom fuses with another atom in nuclear fusion, when the two atoms are joined, I need to show you my hands because I think when the two atoms are joined, they come together, we create life. We create the energy of the sun. But when we split the atom, humans learned how to split, divide. When we're divided, when we split the building blocks of nature, we release deadly fire. We release the fires of destruction. Oh, I hadn't. That's the first time that I've thought of it like that, looking at that color. Because for some reason, I did put the atom there, because I've called it the king of ether. I think we have maybe at the very just slightly skirted on the surface of that meaning, but it really is now taking alchemy, the alchemical marriage and alchemy. It's very evident now that creation is about God, and whatever God you want to think about, God and godliness is about two elements coming together, two cells coming together, two nuclei coming together. Those two forces, opposite forces, black, white, sulfur, mercury, gold, silver, those male, female, what those opposing forces coming together bond, and that bond creates life. It's the building block of life. But what humans have learnt to do, and I will say that humans changed the whole history, the whole path of human life changed in the 1940s when humans discovered how to break that bond. When that bond was broken, we released evil. If coming together is God, breaking them apart is evil. It's the fires of destruction, and that's what humans created. From that point on, we released a consciousness into the world. When we talk about the Antichrist, look, I know everyone has their ideas about. I don't think the world understood Antichrist in terms of consciousness until that atom split. That's where I'm coming from today as I talk. I feel like I'm just being. I haven't verbalized this or written this down at all. It's just coming out as I say it. I don't think in the 1940s, before 1940s, people might have done stuff. They might have considered themselves alternative, occult, or whatever. But I don't think humans actually put themselves into that position until that atom split. So you need to think about who were the people that split, because they are responsible. That consciousness was released into the world the moment those atoms split. And so you need to understand who were the people responsible, whose minds were thinking about that, about releasing energy, about because these people would, when we talk God blend, they tried to encompass, they tried to capture the energy of God. But what they really did by releasing that energy, they released toxic radiation. They released elements into the world. You cannot believe the goosebumps I'm getting right now. I don't know what I'm saying. I feel like I've just, someone's just taken over. But I don't think, okay, we're talking about radiation. I don't think humans really understood the power of creation. There's two things that happened from that point, and I'm thinking of my grandparents. I'm thinking about my grandmother because I thought about my grandmother last night. I was chatting to Happing, and I happened to mention my grandmother. Do you know, for a lot of people in Italy, and especially for people like my grandmother who was very, very dedicated, like she was devoted to Our Lady. Um, I have, sorry, one moment before I talk about my grandmother. I want to grab one more card. Um, I'll do it on this one because I want to. Apologies. I'm sorry to talk. Like, let me just quickly open up. I just want one more card. I want to show you because I think it's related. I want to show you silver, right? I was talking about my grandmother and her devotion to Our Lady. So last night, I didn't realize there's something very special happening in France at Lourdes to do with Our Lady. And it happened this year because it's the closing of, well, the portal that opened in 2025 is closing. And there is a very special, there's going to be a novena, 9 days of prayer at Lourdes. Now, and it's to do with, intentions and, people that have special intentions for Our Lady. They're going to Lourdes and they're going to be praying for 9 days. Now, I said to Happy, I had this overwhelming, really, I'm starting to feel a little bit emotional, but I had this really overwhelming feeling that I wish I could go to Lourdes. Now, this is something, it's very strange, and I've just got them out here today, I think this is really important. I feel, now this is personal, I feel like it's very important. It would have been lovely to be there because it's also, it's the 2nd of May. I think the novena starts on the 2nd of May. So intentions need to be set before the 2nd. The 2nd of May, sorry, the 2nd of February. Yes, it's the 2nd of February. It's I wouldn't make it in time. The 2nd of February is the new moon. So I went, oh, of course, Our Lady. Of course, it's the full moon. It's the start of the new lunar calendar. I forgot that we once, all humans, followed the cycles of the moon. So, of course, Our Lady, our great mother, the Virgin Mary, is celebrated. The novena starts on the full moon because Our Lady is the sacred feminine for Catholics. For any Christians, she's the great mother. She is the womb of creation, the cup, the Holy Grail. So isn't it really interesting? And I also think it's very interesting that then the notion, the symbol of the Great Mother is a source of intuition. So anyone associated with intuition would really embrace the notion, the idea, the concept of the Great Mother. So, and when I say Great Mother, I'm also making that connection to grandmother, a great mother, a grandmother. And so I just thought, that's all very, very, it's all very, very interesting to me. And I also have a jam star in the chat who's called Silver Moon. I just think, hello, like Silver Moon, you're very, very special. So, yes, I just wanted to share that. Let's go back to gold. So we can go flick now. Mother, father, energy of creation, the spark of creation, the molecule, the fusion. But the fusion happens between gold in alchemy and silver. So silver is the vessel, silver is the womb, silver represents the cup of life. Gold represents the spark, the fire, the energy. You need both of those two. Those two coming together create life. How are we going? Does everyone feel okay with that? I want to go back now to the color beige. Let's go back to beige. Let's go back to beige because now I want to talk to you about mixing color. And this is just, wow, this really came to me yesterday. And I hadn't really thought of it in these terms because over the last couple of months, we have talked about the alchemical marriage. We've talked about the coming together. We've seen it. So I want to talk to you about how do you create this color? So we start with white. So here, I wrote it like this, we start with the divine. We start with gold, right? There's the divine. Gold represents, I didn't talk you through gold, did I? I did. Oh yeah, I did. I did talk to you about gold. I just want to talk about this Arche. Arche we've talked about Arche. I had to include it here because over time I've now understood what this Arche is. Many religions have, I had to include this because certain practices actually name it Ache, the energy of the sun. We know this now to be connected to Archie. It's our connection. I'm not sure if the person intended that. I think it's a very, very happy accident that the energy of the sun, the creation of the universe, is called Archie. But anyway, so this gold represents God, the Father. But can I just, so here's sovereignty. Did you know, people, when I was doing the research, I had to include this because when I researched and talked about the color gold and the color of the universe and creation, etc., do you know what came up? I'm getting the goosebumps now. Honey. Honey is the color. Honey's golden syrup is the color of God. The bee, the work of nature. It comes to symbolize God. So when we're talking, I had to include honey here, and I'm sure you all now, you're really going to look at everything she does through new lenses, through a different microscope, through a different magnifying glass. Honey. Yes, koala. Honey has amazing properties. So just think about that, how special honey is in terms of this gold color and the vibration of gold and honey. And who is selling honey? Who is communicating through honey? It's, yes. So Where were we? We're going back to beige, weren't we? We're back at beige. So we have gold, creation, protection, divine intervention. We have Negredo, which is the black phase. So in creation, in the alchemical marriage, we have the black phase. So if we're going to, oh, here it is. Here Here's the recipe for them. You start with white, with its purity, the albedo. It's the I should read it like this because there's the black phase. The Negredo is the first phase. It's the potential. Remember the potential of black. Negredo, negro, is what you were must be dissolved. So black represents ending, and it also represents potential consciousness, potential, conscious potential, the potential to grow from black. So we start with a black phase, the Negredo. The albedo is the white phase. What remains from after the black phase, whatever remains must be washed or cleansed. Remember, white is a cleansing color. White is about cleansing. The reason why white is worn in sacrament or like in vestments, in all religious, is like the Santeria, the Santera wears white. White is washed, cleansed, purity. So we end whatever remains, we dissolve whatever remains. Remember, you would have seen in the black there was that bit of charcoal, like a burnt twig. Whatever remains from that process of Negredo turns into white, into the albedo, and is washed. Now, when those two, it's the coming together of black and white with the help of gold. Gold is the creation, God's divine intervention. When gold, black, and white combine, they create the rubedo, the red phase. And the red phase is what is true now lives. It's about bringing its life, its blood, its heart. Do you understand the energy? These two colors, black and white with gold, bring about the rubedo, the child, the philosopher's stone. The philosopher's stone. The beige. So when you're mixing color, like let's say we had paint, I would say, okay, if you all had paint in front of you, I would say, okay, Jamsters, get a nice bit of white on your palette. We're going to add to it a tiny bit of gold. We're going to add the purity of white. We're going to add some illumination of gold, the illumination, the enlightenment of gold, a tiny bit. We also need a tiny bit of black. And black is going to offer us the potential and the protection. Now, we're going to add a little bit of red. Now, red is the ignition, it's the action, it's the passion, it's the blood. So when you mix all of these colors together, you end up with God blend. You end up with skin tone. And I'm telling you now that every skin color on earth can be mixed with this recipe. Every color of human skin is this recipe. It just depends on the percentages of red, black, and gold. So there you go. That's where we're at. What do you now? For some, we've done an hour of rambling. Ah, dear. Well, let me see. How are you Is this okay? Are we enjoying it? Do you like being, preached to? Yes, I'm sorry. But you know me by now, like, redhead kids. Oh, sorry, I'm not quite sure. Hmm, okay, you guys, I'm just trying to go back. I don't think I can. I won't. I'm not going to attempt. It was just 10 minutes, really, Nadia. Ah, dear. So interesting. I just found that so interesting. Best Sunday sermon. Oh dear. Really? Did you like it? Um, yeah, look, I have to admit, look, I did it, but it was really interesting. I don't know if I would have been able to come up with that until I saw it visually in front of me. I'm a visual person. I think the moment I had that philosopher's stone, the alchemy thing, it was just I understood. I was going, what does, black phase, white phase, what does that mean? I understand now. It was through having done these oracle cards helped open up my eyes as to their meaning. And I suppose it really is a form of enlightenment. Now, if you allow me, and the reason I put these is because I had a dream. It wasn't last night, it was the night before. I had a dream, and I was talking to someone. I was talking to a lady. We were talking, I don't know. Anyway, something happened in this dream where she was talking about, and I said, "Oh no, I have I just realized. Allow me just one moment. I just need. I'm going to go to another oracle card. I want to go to the oracle card because there's also the oracle card brown, because these shades are also a shade of brown, like by adding white to them, like a tint of but first of all, let's go to green. I just want to go to green because and we'll just go. I wanted to just quickly. I think we will go through more. I just find this very interesting. So in this, I had a dream, and in the dream, we were talking about someone. Someone was talking to me, and I said to this person, "Oh no!" I said, "It's okay. I have green beads." And these beads were given to me by my sisters, right? And I showed them my beads, and I went, "Oh no, it's okay. I need to show you that I have green beads." And I just realized that the green card, so green is related to the heart chakra, and it means love. I mean, I love forgiveness and emotional healing. Green is it's a color of growth and healing and also cleansing. I open my heart and allow its nurturing energy to heal and balance me. And so in this dream, now I don't know that all I remember was that I had these beads, and they were purchased, like my sisters they were in Greece last year, so they bought me a set. They thought, "Oh, what can we buy him?" And they saw these beads and they thought, "Oh, we'll get them." So interesting. I keep those here. Now, remember I said to you, like, all these objects that I keep near me are gifted. This is also a very special gift that came to me from a friend of mine when I was leaving. And because I had started to do readings, She wanted me to have a, she said, now I don't know how she realized about rosary. And so this is very special today because of what happens, the what I talked to you about with Lourdes. And I keep these here. Now, at the time I thought, pearl, question, I mean, not pearl, not really me, but pearl is so me right now because pearl is mother of pearl, but pearl is white. It has luster. Pearl also is the color, well, related to white and divine presence. It also is related to God blend. It's a God blend color, pearl and al natural. So it lives between white and God blend. So very, very special. And I have a new appreciation for pearl. That's why, yeah, anyway, so this was given to me as well. So I'm keeping this. I just wanted this here. I just wanted to have this as a bit of a chat item. Plus these colors now, all these little stones, the jade, you can just see it there. Sorry, not jade, the amethyst, all colors, all things that, vibrations that are very important. So let's talk. So yesterday we talked about God blend. The color God blend came to me, the word God blend, I'd never heard of it. Then when I was driving on the radio, this happened, I think I've spoken to you before about this. Sorry, I just, I want to, yeah. So I was driving and I didn't take much notice of it at the time. And the song Eye of the Tiger, the 80s version, came up. And I was singing Eye of the Tiger in the car. And when Eye of the Tiger came up, I thought of my friend Anna. Anna, I used to work with Anna, and we sort of connected. I had a dream about Anna last night. I actually had a dream about Anna and her mother, who both of them have passed. Now, it was a very, I won't tell you the whole, like it was very, oh dear, it was very, very interesting dream. But I think the reason why I dreamt Anna last night was because of this song, Eye of the Tiger, because it brought me back to a time in the 80s. And I went, oh yeah, Eye of the Tiger, etc. And this morning, I awoke and I'll have to share the screen. I awoke to this, now let me just see if this will open up. Oh no. Go back. If I open it here, I'm just trying to see how to open this without. Can you see that? Actually, I can zoom in. Can you see? Maybe I'll just, might be better to do this. I woke up to this black eye. Do you know what this is called? I'll do it here. I'm just putting it I just put it in the chat. This, that doesn't come up. Oh yeah, you can. This is called the Eye of the Tiger. Now, I haven't done any research on it. I you know what? As I said to you, I need to start making videos to try and grow Tarot Sea. I might have to actually ask a question of this Eye of the Tiger and do some research as to what it actually means. I think the Eye of the Tiger, it may be related to what I just talked about with these rosaries about intentions before the new moon of February. So I probably need to do little bit of research about what this new moon, because it's actually the new moon, this new moon on February the 12th, sorry, February the 2nd, is actually the new moon that starts the year of the fire of the horse. I don't think it's a fire horse. I think it's just a normal horse. I'll just have to. I just need to make sure that I'm, on the right path. But yes, 2nd of February is new moon. It's the moon of the horse. It's the start of the horse year, the Chinese New Year. So this blood in the eyeball is very interesting that it's happening because it's actually the new moon. When was the new moon? Is the new moon? I think the new moon is tonight. Let me I should do that while I've got you here. Let's have a look at new moon. Oh, it is. It's new moon on Monday. Hang on. Does it have the date? This week it is. It's new moon on Monday. It's the new moon is on the 19th. Yeah. Oh, well, there you go. So this happened. So it's very, I don't know. I'll have to have a look. I'll have to have a look at this and maybe try and work out what all that means. But I just thought, what's you guys, panda eyes. You call it, okay, Nadia. You call it a panda eye. I hadn't heard of it. I just know that there's been a lot of celebrities, even the Pope, a lot of celebrities with this black eye business. Even Chuck, even Charles, King Charles III. How's that algorithm? Yes, all of them have had this blood black eye. All right. Is there? Oh, we should. Okay, we should talk about this before we leave, before we close the. So it's very interesting. I always love to have a look at what it's doing. This is just absolutely cray cray. Can I zoom in on that? It would be lovely if they both had underwear on, because that just would have made this whole very special. But is that actually her? These two are just ridiculous. What can I see? This is, oh, look at this, people. Look at this. Oh, Duchess. Oh, Duchess, what are you doing? Close your legs, darling. The Duchess went for the claw, the old peony claw. Close your peony, darling. No one needs to see that. Did you see it? You know what that reminded me of? Do you know? Darlings. Do you know what that? Let's go. Oh dear. Alien. Oh. Oh, this is oh god, I'm terrible. I am so terrible. I'm laughing at my own joke because okay, you're watching her there, right? So I'll let it play until she does the clutch, and I'm going to show you what I think this reminds me of. So she's going to do the old. Here we go. We're going for the clutch. We're going for the clutch. We're going for the clutch. That's what it reminds me of. Oh, you dirty alien. You dirty, dirty hugger. She said she was a hugger. She meant she was a hugger with her peony. She loves to hug. I'm just I'm just a hugger. I'm a hugger. Oh, darling, you are a hugger. You're a smotherer. She's all claw. She's all crayfish. Oh my God. Wow. What can I? There's just, it's. Oh my, I'm crying. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh, thank you, Shapey. Thank you for the gift that just doesn't stop giving. You really are. Oh, can we click? Oh, in this, look at these two in the peat, in the swamp. Isn't that fabulous? Oh, I just love standing in the mud, in the earth, in the peat. Oh, dear. Um, okay. Do you, this is actually quite interesting. I will give you another. I'll give you another read, a photo read, because this does now what I'm seeing is this is very interesting. I'll read it like a narration to the because the colors now you've done your color lesson. We haven't done pale blue, but we will. Like I won't do it today, but we will. This is very important, this blue color. So in this picture, they're standing in the reflective waters. Now they could have stood on the ground. There's a reason why they're standing here. Do you understand? There's a reason why whoever's taking these photos of them dancing on the grass, this is all curated. This is must see for her web page, whatever, Instagram. I must be standing in the water. It's very important. The water represents the cup of life. It's creation, but it's the cup. There must be a reflection. It's emotion, it's intuition, it's reflection. But when you take the photo, could you please make sure we're in alien hugging mode? And I need to be wearing cerulean blue. I must have cerulean blue. It's a must have. This color is the color of the throat chakra. It's about communication. I need to have cerulean blue because I'm going to communicate something. I am communicating. And when you throw on, I'll need blue. He will need beige. He needs bone. He needs God blend. And his pants must be brown because I'll show you actually. We do. Do we need to talk about brown? Yeah, I'm going to show you brown because these are, oh my God, these oracle cards. These oracle cards, I am loving them. I know I created them, but I love it because it's helping me gel all this together. Brown. So let's quickly go back to Instagram. So I'm telling you, there's a reason. There is a reason why there's these colors in these photos. Sorry, there's a reason why there is these colors. He's wearing God blend and he's wearing brown. Let's go back to brown, the color of earth. This is the color of stability and groundedness and renewal. Now, remember, this kid has a lot of mental issues. And I think that this color, this brown color, is one about grounding himself, but it's also about the burial. It's about the earth brings forth life. It has all the nutrients and everything. It's timeless wisdom, it's material reality, but it's about making something real. This is what brown symbolizes to me. It's about making something grow. It's making an intention grow. Remember, when you have jar spells, when you put intentions in a jar and you bury them in the peat, into the earth, you are trying to make that intention grow, right? This is the color of brown. The energy of brown is stabilizing, it's nurturing. The ground, we bury things in the ground, they decompose, they go into the darkness of the earth, underneath the earth, and there's formation, there's transformation. In the dark, all things are created. So there's rebirth. There's rebirth here. So do you now, when we talk about, well, I know it's just a bit of BS on my behalf, like I'm just going crazy, cray, talk about, but this is, I'm not saying, sorry, I should show you this. So I'm not saying that's what's exactly going on. What I'm saying is my interpretation of this message is this. This is a message. A photograph is a pictogram. And my interpretation of the pictogram is this, what I just told you. But that may not be exactly what's happening. They might have been totally unconscious of what they were doing. But I believe when you go out to intentionally put something over your shoulders, when you go to pick this color, when you go to, you could have stood anywhere. Why would you? Can you imagine how disgusting that? I would not go and stand in a swamp. What do you think? Boggy breeches, shitty panties. Oh. So this is interesting now when we go through. I also love, oh, sausage. Yeah, see these colors, like these brownie colors. It's all very I'm not saying that's exactly what she's doing, by no means, but it's just interesting the color palette that she chooses. We'll just flick through. I also imagine now that one of the reasons why we see, so I also believe that my interpretation of why we see a lot of these black and white photos is because the intention, it neutralizes the color. I think it's about color neutralization and changing color into shades of greige. I use the word greige because my background is in clothing, and greige is the color of, it's a fabric, it's something before it's been dyed color. So by eliminating color, you're turning it back to greige. It's a form of gray. So I believe, my personal thought is that we see a lot of black and white to eliminate color, to eliminate so that the message is more about God blend. That's just my thought. Because otherwise, green. Now, should I go there? I will say now, in looking at this, that there may be a tiny bit of, I won't show a photo, but her opposite in this whole narrative wears a lot of green. And she looks beautiful in green. I do think she does look very beautiful in green. But yeah, I didn't really want to go down that track, but I know it's undeniable that I'm just seeing if there's anything else. That's right. On stages, she's always wearing. See, this is an interesting color. What's this girl wearing? Can you see what this girl is wearing? It's a bit like that balloon, why you would choose that color for balloons for a birthday. I don't know, people. I don't know. I just find it very interesting that you would. It's obviously intentional that you put this kid in this color and supposedly red hair. Yeah. Oh, the red hair, koala. The red hair has definitely got to do with the rubedo. Like there's a, it's not just that we noticed that she had red hair. It's the fact that its supposed mother makes a huge deal about it, that she wants us to know that that we're supposed to feel something when in our waters, in our intuitive waters, we are supposed to feel something when we hear that she has blue eyes and red hair. So, what else was here? Here we go. So here she's wearing pink, but in that one she's wearing something different. Oh, I stuffed up, sorry. So here that's not pink. That's definitely God blend. Here she's wearing this is a different outfit though. This is a different outfit. Again, let's stand looking over pond and water. Lots of ponds and lots of swamps and lots of murky reflective water. Have you noticed? I didn't realize there were this many of them. This chick is really like, she's obsessed with swamps. Well, here she's wearing yellow. We haven't discussed yellow. I know what we can do. Actually, very interesting. Let's go to one moment, people. Let me try and find. I need to find my Tarot C YouTube. Tarot C. I will just enjoy that picture of hers. It's coming. Hang on 1 second. Community. I think comments. Oh no, I want to look at, how do I look at posts? I don't want viewer posts. No. Sorry, people. I don't even know how to do this. I want to look at the posts. Sorry, I should have prepared it earlier. Should have prepared this earlier for you. How do I see my posts? Oh, here it is, posts. So I just want to clarify something. So I did this post. Oh, can you see that? So I did this post, the false crone. But in actual fact, so I have to just explain, I found a better way to communicate this, and I had limited I had a limited number of cards. So this one sort of fell by the wayside. But if I do end up printing some extras because I want to include beige, I will include this one, the crone. Now, we know like this crone, I'll just put, no. So the crone, it's about, wearing the mask, it's about hiding your age. And this will come up in the video because this is one of the similarities with Erica Kirk, right? I'm thinking because I should actually, no, we're here now. Hopefully I will remember, but it will come up in the, hang on one second. I'm going to forget, aren't I? Hang on. Let me just quickly, yeah. I'm going to, and we go back to sorry people, one moment. Here we go. I'm just preparing this because I don't want to forget this. I want to talk to you, but okay. So I just wanted to talk to you about the crone because as I was writing it, I just realized there were so many things about the crone and about these magic, this crone mirror, the mirroring that we've talked about. So I started to write a list and I wanted to just share that with you. Because when I was writing, I had like a lot of different things opened up and was just looking at different aspects of crone and energies, etc. So I wanted to talk to you about, so let's just write a list, a checklist, and tick them off. The crone's eyes are often a giveaway of the crone. They're often very dark, bottomless pits, void of soul. The crone's eyes. Can we tick that off? Then there's beauty that doesn't align in the face. There's something in the face that's not quite right. That's saying NQR. Beauty, that's a little bit NQR, or beauty or energy. Is her energy not quite right? Is that a tick? The crone, these people often have they have feet distortions. Tick. I will add that there's also an obsession with bare feet. Bare feet on rock, bare feet on grass, bare feet on soil, bare feet in water. Can we tick that off? Tick. They often work with flowers. They have an association with flowers, be it fresh or dried. They have either a flower name, they can do. They have an association with flowers, and they're desperate to connect themselves to flowers because flowers are the portals of nature, of creation, the great flower, the peony. So can we tick that off? And these flowers are also used in decayed form, in decomposed or dried form. Have we seen anyone trying to palm off dried flowers? Can we give that a tick? Gold jewelry. They are obsessed with gold because, as we just did in our gold lesson, gold is the color of God and creation. It's divine, it's purity. Okay. Can we tick off gold jewelry being energized in the sun? Mirrors, reflections, reflection in mirrors. So when we talk mirrors, we're also talking water reflection. And have we seen any reflections in communications? We've also seen mirroring, like, wearing fedora hats. Okay, mask slips. Have we seen mask slips? Is that a tick? Candles. Is anyone palming off candles? I would suggest if they were selling candles, I would ask if you have noticed them selling candles, are those candles white? Has this person been associated with fruit and orchards? Do you see them walking around fruit trees, fruit? Because the crone in fables, in fairy tales, and so the crone often had orchards around near them, around the house, to attract. Yeah, fruit trees. There's other meanings of fruit, but it was also what they were attracting, the energy they were trying to attract. Think back to fairies, think about stories, think about what did the crone, the false crone. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it, this label, this archetype is the false crone. The crone itself, the stereotype of the crone is actually one of wisdom. It's actually very beautiful. So I don't want you to be thinking that the crone is negative. This is a different name. This is the false crone. This is the false crone. And then, have you seen this person cooking? Because the false crone has a cauldron and is prone, or enjoys a cook up, also to attract. So the false crone loves to imitate innocence, loves to try and convey a message of innocence and oops, oh, so silly me. I had my jam claws upside down. I'm so innocent. The false crone is often envious of other women, especially women that have children that were able to create life. The false crone also feeds on attention, desperate, hungry for attention, desperate to be relevant, desperate to be noticed, feeds off other people's energies, cannot create for the life of them. That's why they're jealous of women with children. They are jealous of the gift of creation. They are jealous of the alchemy. They are jealous of the incarnation of the philosopher's stone. I would suggest that the reason they would dress, why they feel the need to dress in beige or colors of God blend, is because they cannot themselves do it. So they feel very comfortable. They feel really at home in that color because they feel its incarnation. The incarnation they cannot create themselves. So, my people, is there anything else? Is there anything? The house of candy, yes. The house of cookies, the house of fruit rainbows. When they feed off, just remember that ideas, wands, fire, are also something that these people feed off. They can't create themselves. They don't have a creative thought in their a creative bone in their body, but they also feed off other people's ideas. So I think, for the moment, I think that little checklist, how do you feel about that checklist? Thanks, Nadia. Well, yes, look, the false crone probably will make a return, but there are other cards that speak of the same message. So I sort of took it out. But the energy of these people is very interesting. Oh, where are we at? How do we feel? How do we feel? Are we all good? Now, there was one thing when we talked about when we talked about this person and the similarity. You remember we went through and I said, this is what the video will be. And so there's little things that I'm learning and discovering. And I went, wow, there's so many little things that are very similar. These two people have very, very similar energy. I mean, they're different, but there's just some little things that are similar. Now, I want to show you something. Let me just show you this, because this is a connection I'm now making. And I just think, wow, let me just show you. This is a document that I saw on someone post. It was on Instagram. I just took a shot, and so this divorce, it's a divorce. Now, I'm not sure whose divorce it is. You'll probably stop and have a read. The plaintiff. So it must have been her parents. All right. Her parents, this is a court document. Can I just show you this? So this is the birth date of their daughter. So there's actually, so people are questioning because it's very unclear. It's very unclear what her birth date is. But in this court document, that's her name, Erica. She is born on, her birth date is November the 22nd, 1988, right? 11/22/88. How can 11/22/88? Now, I should have 1988. I just need to, sorry, I just need to 1988. People that are, you guys probably can calculate this much faster than I can. 1988. She's 38 years old. Is that right? Because people are questioning, like, that court document says she's 38 years old. Now, as I said, I'm probably need to do a video because I need to get some information about how old Charlie Kirk was. But the fact that now there's things, they're sort of pumping out information that she wasn't, that apparently this is not her birthday. Well, why is it on a court document? And did you notice the 11 and the 22 and the 88? It's just amazing. And like, now we probably will have to do, I'll have to do a whole video on 33, because I nearly fell over backwards when they were talking about just the recent shooting of that incident, is that the amount of 33s, I'm sorry, like, I don't think anyone deserves to lose their life. What's interesting to me is narratives, and the narrative of all these 33s in this story. So we're now seeing both women have connections to 11s, 22s, Club 33. Well, this one has 88. That's a very interesting number too. So people, I think there's a lot of material there to be discussed and workshopped in future Tarot C videos. I think we're hitting home time. Ah, dear. Let me just, I'm just going to go, I just want to do this. Hang on one second. So I just want to show you. So they're the two cards, the tarot, the Oculus Anime and the Aurora and the Aurea Concilia cards. But if you are interested, head along to my website. And so I just want to show you very quickly before we finish. So I have posted all the cards with their meanings, so you can you can just have a look. When you look at the picture, if you want a little bit more explanation, there's an explanation there. So, and I will do exactly the same thing for the Oculus Anime. It's going to take a little bit of time, but the Oculus Anime, I'll do exactly the same thing, and I'll have an upright and a reversed meaning. And yeah, I will. There also is another page coming, which I'm hoping, fingers crossed, will allow you to do an oracle read, like a one card. There'll just be a page with a card, like the back of the card, and you'll just click on it, and it will randomly choose a card for you, and it will give you a little energy message for the day, for the moment, for something to think about. So fingers crossed that all works. I'll let you know I'll post when it's available, when it's ready. All right, people, I'm going to finish. I hope you're well. I mean, I hope you have a great week. And did something happen? Can I just confirm? I've got a message here that the browser has lost connection, but you can still see me, can't you? Let me see. I hope so. Oh, well, I'm getting a message. All right, thank you, Cindy. Thank you. All right, my dear friends, take it easy. Have a great week. Now that I've got that job done, and as soon as the Aurea Concilia cards arrive, I will be back to doing readings, posting. But I will do both Erica and Megan, the comparisons and the energy. That's a video. So stay tuned. There will be a couple of videos this week. All right, all. Take care. Have a great week, and we'll talk very, very soon.